watch me this.
Shady Bobby, I'm a grind till I get it. I don't rap it better unless I done lived it. Team with me just in case I'll be tripping. Cracker Barrel, cause they come with the biscuits. Bet my money if you talking some business. If you ain't, then I'm gone in the shit. Paper chaser, yeah, got me a sickness, but allergic to these phony ass bitches. Listen. What's going on, everybody? ChadArmesTV, episode 4 of Been Around the World, yeah. Shout out to Puff Daddy. Matter of fact, fuck that. Don't shout out Puff Daddy. I don't know him. He don't know me. Look, episode 4, man. These seem to be getting a good little amount of traction. So, I've got plenty of stuff we can talk about. It's really just a matter of what y'all want me to talk about. In part 1, we've talked about when I met Jelly and started ChadArmesTV. In part 2, I talked about my entire 20-year music career. I talked about also being addicted to pills and overcoming addiction. Part 3, I talked about meeting Worm and the whole history of that. The only thing I left out on the Worm thing was talking about Southbound and Down. I just didn't talk about Southbound and Down because I wasn't really involved in him recording that. Because that was kind of when I was out of the loop. You know what I'm saying? But Southbound and Down is a classic album as well. But I just want to talk about just how much we really did shake shit, man, back in the day. Like, if anybody's familiar with the Rutledge, it was a staple in Nashville rap. It was a bar and grill on 4th Avenue South in Nashville. And we started doing shows there, I want to say 2007. I was still going by C-Dub when we started doing shows at the Rutledge. And a big shout out to Ty Ramos, Latino Saint, and shout out to Capo with Concrete Magazine. They were two very big reasons to why we was able to get the looks that we got. They were very instrumental in building what I'm still eating off of today, which is just because of they were the ones that were booking all the hip-hop acts for the Rutledge, okay? Latino Saint's been around for a minute. Capo's been around for a minute. They're still doing stuff. I know Saint moved off. He's in another part of the country now, but he's doing his damn thing. I know Capo's still doing his thing with Concrete. Salute to both of you guys, man. I love both of y'all, man. And I know we don't talk as much as we used to, but they were very instrumental in that, man. Like I said, as Show and Prove, me starting Show and Prove in 2006. 2007, we started doing shows, and the Rutledge was the spot to be at, bro. It was not a hip-hop venue, which was a good thing, because with it not being a hip-hop venue, there wasn't as much crazy shit that would happen like at hip-hop venues. We did those too, but Rutledge was our spot, man. It felt like Cheers, you know what I'm saying? Every weekend it felt like we were doing shows there. 07's when it started, and then as the buzz was building, with me and Show and Prove and things like that, we kept doing more and more shows. Well, then 2008 came around, and then myself, Blaze 314, Squints, and my boy B Howard, shout out to all y'all guys, man. It's my brothers from another. We started a little super group called Arch Rivals, right? It started from a song called How Cool Am I, when I was getting Blaze and B Howard on the song and Squints on the song, and then that turned into us doing an album together. Well, I bring that up because Saint and Capo started what they called the UMC. It was the Urban Music Challenge. Salute to Jamie LeMay too, Money Shot Photography. That's Sis. Y'all know Sis. She was a big part in us doing what we were doing there too. She always had us on point with the photos and stuff like that. And so basically the way that things worked was the Urban Music Challenge was something you paid a fee to enter, and then it was basically, they had a group of judges, I think 3 or 4 judges. I want to say there was 8 acts. I can't remember if it was 8 or 10. I think it was 8. And then it was like a tournament style. You prepared 3 songs. You may not get to do all 3. And the way you chose the songs was important. And we entered that contest in 2008. I spoke briefly about this on the last one, as arch rivals. This was the first Urban Music Challenge that they did. And it was such a great time, man. Doing those shows, really, we came in second place in that. Salute to Action. Action beat us in the finals with Rubber Band Money, which was a classic back in the day. But that really helped build our buzz as arch rivals. And when from there, we were doing shows after shows after shows. Well, we kept doing shows at the Rutledge, whether it was release parties, showcases. They were even letting us rent the club out and do our own shows. Show and Prove Entertainment was doing our own shows. You know, a lot of the live performances you see on YouTube from ChadArmesTV was all of that's from the Rutledge. If you watch the Sideshow Bob stuff with me, Worm, and Squints, that was the Rutledge. Anything Arch Rivals related, most likely was the Rutledge or this one little hole-in-the-wall spot in Antioch we used to perform at called Fiesta Cafe or something. But the Urban Music Challenge is where it was at, man. I entered it a few other times. We entered it separately. I entered it a second time in 2009, and I think I lost in the first round, man. I can't remember if I lost. Yeah. Which, a lot of it, I did follow the drip, and it just, somebody else got through. I want to think it was Trey E, I think, and I think he won the whole thing. I can't remember. But I entered it again in February of 2010. All this was at the Rutledge, and I ended up winning first place. The link to that whole video, or it's on YouTube. You can just type in Chatty Bobby Urban Music Challenge. And that was such a big thing for me, man, because I felt like I was underrated that whole time, and I felt like that solidified me. And we just kept growing that buzz at the Rutledge, man. We were doing show after show after show. Show and Prove Entertainment was very, very popping back then. There were other groups that was popping too, man, for sure. Black Catfish, salute to 5'3", salute to Sam Brick, salute to Slim Chance. We were working with them heavy. They started showcasing us on their events. Salute to Billy Ho and Get Fresh ENT. There's a lot of groups that were doing it. La Famille, that was, Saints crew. We were all, shout out to NBO, 187 Blitz. There was a lot of different camps, man, and I'm not trying to forget anybody. But as far as like groups, A-Game, obviously, that we're all in the same. Show and Prove A-Game was all one and the same. Salute to Jelly. But that's where we really were popping off, man. The Rutledge was a big, big platform for us, and I can't be thankful enough for the stuff that Saint and Capo did for us, giving us that platform to really showcase our talents, man. And it really helped my career music-wise. Those looks that I was getting at the Rutledge, they were implementing live streaming before anybody was doing live streaming. They were live streaming the Urban Music Challenge, and nobody was doing live stream. That was MySpace days, bro. They were really, shout out to Frank the Sound Man, dog. He was a big Chatty Bobby fan, man. He was a no-nonsense kind of fella, too. Shout out to Frank. I think that was his name. Man, I'm going to feel bad if that wasn't his name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. But I just wanted to talk about the Rutledge for a minute, man. That was a big deal. I held a lot of birthday bashes there, artist showcases. I started putting on other artists. Salute to my dog, Rookie. When Rookie first started rapping, he was under 18 years old, I think. He was opening up for us at one of our birthday bashes. And me and him have been close homies since then. I built a lot of dope relationships with artists and people through the Rutledge. Jelly did that big show we did with Jelly, with the Cold Cash performances you see on YouTube. Jelly was doing shows there. It was a big, big deal, man. And when I took my 2-year hiatus in 2012 to 2014, I came back in 2014 and I went into a showcase at the Rutledge on a Saturday. I'll never forget it, man. And I was so excited for it to be back. And they ended up selling it, and that's a barbecue joint now. But salute to the Rutledge, man. I miss that. There'll never be a venue like the Rutledge was, man. There was many a nights we were fucked up. We were shaking the shit out of that damn bar and grill, man. When Show and Prove was on stage at the Rutledge, you knew that shit was going to hit the fan in a good way. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to talk briefly about that, man. I know that was a big part of my history as an artist, performance-wise. I mean, I did over 100 shows there, I can easily say. Probably over a 4 or 5 year career, but as far as the Rutledge. But salute to Saint, salute to Capo, salute to everybody involved in the Rutledge, Money Shot, photography. Salute to, I think Andy was the guy that was running it back then. It was just dope, man. Salute to all the artists that ever performed with us, that ever put on for us, that ever put us on shows. And we built a lot of big relationships from that. People I still talk to this day. So this has been part 4, man. I've been around. Chad Arms, aka Chatty Bobby, ChadArmesTV. Rest in peace, Worm.